Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com, and over the years I've certainly underestimated the performance of sun watches, how well they'll sell, and overestimated others. None have I underestimated more than the Timex Q, which we'll be featuring. I'll be reviewing it shortly. The Timex Q was released earlier this year, 2019, as a reissue from Timex of one of their original watches, and when given the opportunity, I ordered a decent quantity. I actually ordered 100 pieces. I had a feeling it might do well, but then I started having second thoughts. And then while I was away on vacation, I got an email from my rep, said, "Hey, Mark, just want to let you know the 100 pieces are shipping. You'll have them, whatever day." I said, okay, great. And then in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh my God, 100. What was I thinking? Anyway, put 100 in stock at like 2:30. I didn't do anything. I did one Instagram photo, saying, "Hey, we have it now." And by 5-ish, they were all gone. Totally insane. So I was able to secure another batch. I don't know how long they're going to last. So this time I am coupling it with a video just so at least I can get it on YouTube and show people. My owner's check, I'm sorry. Seagull, the 1963 Chrono on the that seatbelt strap that I think goes with it so well. And TGV Squale 1521, the limited edition that came out a few years ago. I'm going to go over review the Timex Q. If I remember at the end of the video, so if maybe you want to stick around, I want to share with you just like 30 seconds of thoughts or so, and that'll be it. So let's head on over and check it out. So I'm not a historian. I'm not going to bore you with much history. Very briefly, Timex Q, introduced in 1979. Born out of really what we call the quartz crisis, when quartz movements were becoming prevalent. Automatic movements were not really falling out of favor, but the accuracy of quartz simply could not be disputed. Timex kind of embraced the change, or I guess they saw that things were not exactly going their way with their mechanical movements, and they introduced the Q. The Q is a, moderately sized 38 millimeter. Woven stainless steel bracelet. But one of the biggest changes, as I flip to the back and you see bracelet China, movement Japan, is it's got a battery hatch. So the user can simply replace the battery, because quartz watches were new and not everybody was in tune with a watchmaker that could help them out and replace their battery. So all the user has to do is put a little quarter or a nickel in there, turn it, open it up, and replace it with the battery. Nowadays, it's still the same battery hatch design. It actually has a number on it. It's a 377 cell, which is very common. You can easily find that, say, in a store or Radio Shack. Radio Shack's, I think, is gone. Go online. You could, buy a card of them for a few bucks. Okay, so the Timex Q, 38 millimeters in diameter, 11.5 thick to a sapphire, my God. Acrylic crystal, box style acrylic crystal. 45 tip to tip. It is an 18 millimeter lug. You see the bracelet tapers down a bit. So if you wanted to put this on something else, you could. You can see the case shape is retained. It's very, the watch, just like when I did the Orient SK video, the watch screams vintage. The sharp angles, kind of a la oyster quartz, if you will. It's really nice. Dual time bezel, something I would sometimes call a GMT bezel, but it is truly a dual time bezel. Look at this. Rotates both ways with friction, not clicking. The way a dual time bezel should be. Very nice. Done in kind of a Pepsi scheme, blue and black. Very, very dark blue dial. We have 50 meters of water resistance. Push-pull crown. And I know one thing I guess that people hone in on a bit is you can change, the other way, change the date. You can't change the date with the crown. You have to go through the time changing mechanism. And what do? You go like this. It's 2 languages, and then you can back up, go through it again, whatever. But the idea is it's quartz. So once you set the day, as long as the battery's still good, you never have to set the day again. So not really a big issue there. So let's pull in on it a bit. It is a very dark blue dial. It does look very nice. Proudly emblazoned Timex Q. The registration on them is decent. There is lume. I'll do a lume shot in a minute. but I will just roll it around a bit. You can check out the case. The bracelet. The bracelet's very comfortable. You can see it's all that folded steel, or they call it woven steel. And to size it is very simple, just like I've shown in other videos. You put a little pry tool in there. It could be a screwdriver, a fork, whatever, and you pry that little thing up. Slide the slider back and forth and push it back down. And then, why don't we zoom out so we can show it. On this side is a clasp hook. Guess I'll just do it, right? Hook it on, and it's on. So the excess will fit underneath. The price on them is $179. I know online people that have them are gouging and they're overcharging. Nope, it says $179 in the box. I am at $179. I'll flip out the lights and then I'll try it on and then I'll be done. I'll be honest, and the lume actually surprised me. The lume is good. Very easy to see. The second hand has nothing as it's passing in front of the hour hand. But yeah, your hours, your minutes, and your indices. Easy to read. Now, what's the longevity of it? I have no idea. I don't think it's super luminova, but it is a decent luminescent compound. So guys, there it is on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. 38 millimeter case, obviously no problem fitting. And then there you go, guys. Below the bone, above the bone, whatever you want to do. Works either way, but looks good. I actually still have it loose, and you can see there's a ton of leftover slop there. So this is easily going up to what? Almost another 2 inches, 8.5, 8 3/4 inch wrist, probably without a problem. So now that I reviewed the watch, like I said, I wanted to share with you thoughts. And someone posted this, I think it was on my Instagram after I showed the watch, and it was a very good question. They basically said, how does Timex get away with this $180 or whatever for a quartz watch, acrylic crystal, woven steel bracelet? There's nothing fantastic going on here. Why do they get a pass from the internet community when most other brands would be bashed for doing exactly the same thing? Lesser known brands, of course. And I think it's just one thing. I think it's just because it's Timex. It is their reissue. It is them redoing the same thing they did. Was that 40 years ago? My goodness, when I think of the 70s or 40 years ago, I'm 40 something, 42. So this watch came out when I was 3. But still, I'm like, wow. So they did this 40 years ago, and they're reissuing it. I think it just makes it more official. And whether the internet community embraces the watch or not, it doesn't matter. It's a hit for them, across the country and, of course, worldwide as well. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on it. That's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Questions or comments down below. Follow me on Instagram. See you in the next video. Thank you.